Back though at APL, and actually this time when I was so worried about the leaderboard not quite updated, I forgot to turn the music off. So as I just mentioned before, because you guys must be I was drowned up by music. This is APL season number one, and complete my mistake that not turning the music off. We are on day number 2 of a 4-day event, and that was our first game. We got best of 6 again this evening, so we're putting it over to the boards. These teams need to get some good consistency on the board though. Plain Path though is a wonderful screen bard for military as it comes very, very low from that south to south or southeast across to a south to southwest. Surely, mate, it's going to be a military island after this one.
That's exactly what I was going to mention as soon as you were going to throw it over to me. But you beat me to it. But I would say what 75% chance that it's going to be a Millie Islands circle. But a lot of teams, I don't know if they're going to be caught out on rotations too much because I think the last time we saw it, it was really more circle 2 that a lot of the fighting happens. But okay, I got it in my words.
Wow.
I can't say anything from now on.
No, it happens all the time. But so the only chance we really get it is going to be the mid to late section. And with a horrible flight path, you normally get those normal zones. Now, with that Gatka and Chopsticks, Pachinki being in as well, you're going to see maybe more of a fight in around that South Pachinki hill. We're going to see that fight pushing in from, especially actually where we are from Monkey Business, from Quarry into that southwest corner though. I think teams need to figure out which way it's going to go. Logic for me, a lot of the times though, Everest always is magnitude towards the zone. So for me, I feel like it's going to be a play up towards that sort of north to northwest side. I think we'll maybe see the zone push back up this neck of the woods, only because we've seen that recently quite a lot. Not quite military, but it's not scrim, mate, so there's no hold barred here. These teams could camp out, especially on this West Ham Bridge. Full tilt, though, have that location where they actually, you kind of would look at that zone, mate, and go, hey, surely there's more teams over on Military Island here. Could we be cheeky and maybe pick up some early kills and maybe sort of make sure they don't get closed out themselves, but clutch up a couple of early door on those late rotations?
Yeah, so I've actually been thinking about that, and I personally would love to see it happen, but I don't think that will because again, it's day 2 of a 4-day league. I really do think that teams are just going to be like, nah, man, let's just get priority in zone. We don't want to waste it. We don't want to take the chance of losing a player or two because, I mean, if you're going to camp ClownCar on a bridge, my money's on them at least getting 1 or 2 knocks, if not flushes. So I think that people are just going to be like, all right, let's just focus on zone, try to get more placement points rather than kills in that regard, at least. But it is NA, so there are going to be a lot of aggressive plays, I'm sure, as you have seen recently. But I have a question I want to ask you. You said that you do see the zone kind of magnetize over towards Everest. So if you were IGL for Collector, let's say, because they're kind of over that way, where would you tell your team to either do like a 2-2 split or just full focus as a 4-man?
Easy. 2-2 split. I would go Everest, and I would also put 2 here in this compound with the expectation that he would pull towards Everest, but eventually pull away. So I'd be looking at this section here as the final couple of zone. So I like the high ground. I like the Everest. I could be completely wrong, but even having a 2-2 split on this position, as long as you ensure no teams come up on my side, I'll be happy. But we know Everest, though, teams can sneak up, so it's a risky play having 2 up there compared to 4. But I'd rather try and gather as much information as possible early doors from that high ground, as you'll be able to see down as these teams be rotating their way through. And again, just factoring a lot of that based upon that flight path. I wouldn't be expecting a lot of teams up here, maybe 1, maybe 2, and that is about it.
Yeah, I appreciate the insight. I think, again, it would be really risky, but as NA, I could actually see a team doing a 2-2 split and not getting punished until a circle or 2 after. So I think it actually might have been a good call. Maybe we'll see the elite esports team next season in APL. That would be that'd be entertaining to watch at least, and I would love casting that.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. That's why I can't. If you can't play, you cast. That's what I was always told. That's why I started casting.
Oof, that feels bad, but honestly, I feel you, man.
I don't know. Obviously, you play. Yeah, I can't. I can only speak about me. I can only speak about me. High performance, like,
oh no,
good spot.
I'm garbage. I rely on my teammates.
Yeah, but you got the inside. This is the thing with Gus is we see so many zones and zone shifts, and I kind of like the other position here from high performance that you must be expected 2-2 split here. This is really good. Now, I actually really like one of these sections, just I suppose south where high performance are, especially if the zone does shift. I call this the highway. But you can literally get quite a few kills as these teams rotate around. They won't rotate to the compound. They won't rotate up towards that south side in towards the Pachinki, but they come straight flying across here. And if you have a position that's really, really good, you're able to catch a couple of rotation kills early doors.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I always call those the tableaus. Like when you hit a tableau and then you move on to the next one. I don't know. It just stuck in my head, and I've always called it that. I really do like those spots for late game because it's really cool. But if a team advances their late game, it can be really tough to fight, even though there are some spots that could be okay, but it's not my favorite. I don't know. I'm mixed on if I like it or not. But I'm curious to see where Monkey Business are going to go. It looks like they're heading straight towards Collector, and they might. All right, now they're peeling off. They're heading towards that lone house, and I would be very surprised if Monkey Business actually stopped there because they seem a lot more aggressive than just wanting to take one single house. Yeah, I think are they going to pass by it?
No, I think they're going to hook around it. I think they are looking to go for the twos, mate, if I'm honest with you. They did see ADR, though, playing towards that compound. So I think at the moment they are now trying to extend over. I'm always worried when teams do this. How far do you extend? You have got no information over here, so you've got to think really quickly on the spot. And there's only a couple of spots, and it's a matter of do they go right or left here. Those initial shots, they should actually divert the team, as they will play a little bit over. The twos are clear. I think high performance though are putting enough of us down, especially with that DP. I've not seen one of them in a little while, rattling it out across the forestry just on the outside of ruins. So should be enough to settle themselves down. HP definitely going for this sort of 2-2 split, and I think this type of zone will continue to cry for it.
And this, man, I was about to call it as soon as you stopped talking, but I was really surprised that Monkey Business they sent 2 to the right and 2 to the twos earlier. I know that sounds confusing. Good shots coming in from Vegas, but now they get caught out, and Cowboy is the sacrificial lamb for that one.
Oh, that is a hard shift, and that's all resulting based solely on I think it was a knock-on effect from ADR. They were trying to take that compound ADR were on. ADR had it before they did, and they didn't have a second plan off the cuff. So it was like, oh my God, we've got to think on our feet. And that resulted in them trying to go to a compound, received a couple of shots, go to the next compound, receive a couple of shots. And it just resulted in them eventually, unfortunately, rolling straight past there and getting knocked and tabbed out quite early.
Yeah, I feel like the call would have been to go together to the twos because I feel like you could figure out if a team's there. But I digress. The one rotating team, or the two I should say, is Forge and S1 Elusive, sorry. I really do like the rotation coming in on the north side, but I've seen so many times ClownCar kind of gatekeep people near the what are those called, the Far East Georgie Bridge. I know that they're not there right now, but I do think that's actually a pretty strong rotation, especially with Plane Path, because no teams really should be over there. So we could see them take over Everest and kind of push from there. But right now, ADR is getting awfully close to full tilt.
The 42 are thinking about moving over. This is the next push over, but he's on his own. So interesting if he does commit to it. 42 on the other side. Looks like he does smoke the car. As ADR now trying to send down. Party is in the dip. I'm going to say he's lost the tyre. That's why he's driving back. Because he actually gets out. I'm a bit worried now. He's going to get caught from ADR. I don't think he knows how close the rest of the team are. Have the rest of the full tilt team seen ADR? Doesn't look like it. So yeah, ADR eventually do pick him up. So hard. You'd always expect a team to be up at Pachinki here, especially on the South Pachinki Hill. Whip though, I do like that position. They're on the outside Pachinki. They've got that little split here between that church and the compound. I've seen recently, mate, quite a few endings in this compound, and it is a tough ending for teams that are on a 2-2 split here. I've seen some outstanding plays, though, from that as well. So some teams able to sort of farm kills, teams trying to crash this compound before they even get here. So I'll be interested to see where the zone goes. We've got a couple of seconds to go before it hits, and I think that will give away where it goes and where these teams might get caught on the rotation.
Yeah, I do want to mention what it takes because, well, specifically Fries, because he came into today being tied for first in kills, I believe, with Honey Badger and Zenny, I believe, who might have been 1 or 2 below, but still doing really, really well. They had a pretty good first day, and I can't wait to see them do more because again, they're the former Mercy Gaming roster, and they've been knocking it out of the park so far, in my opinion. But the magnet towards Everest did pop, so now we're going Gatka Fields so far, and Elusive trying to find a home for themselves.
I think Lucy's is going to hit the chopsticks here at the end. They're lucky enough they were on the early rotation. They came straight off from that Everest side, and
I like
think
this.
they'd be happy here. The bowl at the end of the chopstick is a great position. Just got to be careful, but you can keep your cars safe, give or take. You'll be very cautious. Other teams will try and send it in a bit later. I am a bit worried about this though. Forged, ClownCar are game number 7 winners here. They're all following that same sort of rotation path away and around by Waterworld, up by Cube, but it isn't too much for you to come in for. If they stay south, I think like we're going to a lot of teams condensed in this sort of southeast corner, or towards the east actually. But yes, it's a 16 teams are up, 62 players, and it is hard. They're trying to scout on the fly at the moment. They might just want to take the brakes off and go, hold on, do you know what? Let's just wait. Let's see how this next zone goes from here.
And you just had to say that there were 16 teams up because Tilt Town just killed the last 2 of full tilts on their rotate. So they are the first team down and out. Unfortunate for them. It's kind of a continuation of the first day, though. I am liking the split between Collector, though. It's very aggressive, but could be so beneficial. And I think that you see a lot of teams do this, especially in like regionals. So if anyone calls their bluff and crashes on either side, it could be a lot. I think they would crash Hazel side personally. I think the other side would be too easily spotted by what it takes. But I really do like their split. I think it's aggressive. I think it's confident. And I think that confidence is really key for them. So proud of them doing that. And I'll be interested to see if they continue having that confidence and if it'll pay off for them.
I think this is all now about the next couple of zones. We've seen a lot of teams get caught. Tilt Town obviously did take the guys out early doors, and they all have ADR crashing in. They haven't actually got Z-Ray down, as the ADR team have condensed back towards this sort of south side. Greta Goat is pushing forward as always seems to be the remaining player for this team. Good shots though, puts down to 1. As I mentioned, Greta the Goat, though, was actually one of the top kill leaders here after game number 1. They've got to try and deal with this fight quite quickly, but you can't be dealing with that after receiving a knock. They've got to try and springboard, as we are seeing a little bit of rotation around now towards that sort of southwest side. They've got to really, really take this fight by the reins.
Yeah, I am going to talk just a little bit, maybe more than I should on this one, but I actually really do like the fact that she put 3 smokes on Retaliative. Some good shots coming out, gets 1, but gets traded as Z-Ray trades as well. But the 3 smokes essentially makes sure that Z-Ray, the smokes onto Ret really does make it so that they're not quite sure where he is. So the nades aren't quite as accurate, so that allows for the opportunity to get their teammate up. So I really do like those 3 smokes. And Z-Ray now getting Greta the Goat up. And Kara and Joshi now the last 2 up from Tilt Town as Just Play. Does he have a VSS?
He always has got a VSS.
He has an SLR.
He got a VSS?
Sociopath.
Yeah, he does.
All right.
Maybe he listened back yesterday. I was like, I'm not going to go VSS today.
He ruined my night. No. He used to stick with the VSS, bro.
Tilt Town, unfortunately,
I understand.
split Joshido in the shack, and it's kind of that telltale sign that there'll be a player here. He's so reliant on the remaining players though for the team they had a front line, but the middle section of it just got blown apart. Just Play though, after not having the best game number 1, great nade, the second nade should get the knock. There it goes. Don't need the VSS when you got those util. They just had that middle section of their front line blown, and they're just getting picked apart. Tilt Town, I think, just need to survive this one now, and unfortunately receiving a lot of damage from a lot of third-party action, solely I feel like because of tension, because of that zone shift back towards Everest. Though we'll come back to this neck of the woods.
Kara, the last 1 up. Not shots, not too bad. But now we see a lot of teams crashing in the middle, and that is going to be Tilt Town going down and out. But HP, what it takes, did just crash as well. Elusive did too. Oh wait, no, Elusive was already there. It was HP I was looking at. Yep. So HP, they're in Gatka, they're fighting, and it's just 2 up, I think, if my math serves me right. Now just 1 with. Sorry, I can't see that name. Oh no, it's Vegas and Noxus.
Oh, great knock, but the Molly even on point as well. That should get that one down. It's HP, unfortunately, their final player is not here, I believe. Yeah, no, is he
Oh
out?
no,
Is he
he's AFK.
He is, yeah. So that is really,
Oh
really unfortunate.
no.
So lucky he'll be able to clear this one. Monkey on the same rotation now. Has pulled away a little bit more towards that sort of west-hand side. We kind of felt like it might play a bit more east. That Ruins is where I put my team, but a lot of teams now having to go for this sort of ditched attempt now across the Gatka field. The only good thing is there was a lot of dips and hills and crevices that they're able to duck their vehicles into, and they are Monkey Business now going for a full turn here. Buchanan with an M249, he could just position up. He receives down to a one-shot pre-fire on that door, but gets tabs in the back. But unfortunately for the players, though, FB though on with that split, able to get another knock themselves, but they're not able to get the confirm. Oh, are they? They are. Jeez.
Oh.
Maybe go for the crash. It looks like they are. Oh, I thought they were. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were going for that crash, then, mate.
Nah, they have their spawn zone's too good. And there it goes. High performance. Nox gonna die to blue. So either DC or an AFK, don't know quite sure which one it was, but feels bad for him. But on the east side, we see three teams fighting. It's ADR, Hartford Who's, and Forged on that Pachinki Hill. And it's going to be absolute madness here as Hartford Who's are eating so much blue.
This is horrible. This is phase 4 as well, mate. So Forge on one side of the hill, ADR on the other. I don't think ADR quite settled exactly where they want it so far in this game. I just see him consistently bouncing around and taking fights off others. But Hartford on the middle here, ADR on the south side, and Forge though do push away as they rotate round for that sort of north side. So it leaves a kind of a bit of a head-to-head battle here. ADR are in zone, and the zone is going to be causing too much damage though. And who go out? They had a really good game yesterday. I don't think they've done too well on this day number 2 so far.
Their day Hartford Who's their day 1 wasn't great. It was the last game that they did really well, but the rest of the day wasn't so great. But we'll focus on that last game because it was a lot more fun for I think all of us. So, but a lot more teams still need to make it into zone. That hard shift really put a wrench in a lot of people's plans. So Collector trying to find home, ADR still need one, and the fight for the trenches is coming through between Collector and what it takes in the flank actually by Fluxy from behind.
I think Forge should backfill this though, right? You'd think they're coming to this trench and maybe take the fight on also, but they are trying to get the split though. WIT, what it takes though. For me, good games yesterday. They just need to now try and hold out, make sure Collector can't get in. They've already dealt with damage. There's only 2 remain. Forge should backfill this one though, as the teams are falling around. 12 teams up, 40 players alive. Collector's down to their final players. Forge do push away. They actually don't want to take the fight here. If I put the X-ray on, we will see he will the final player now as he does cook the nade. Nice arc on it. It actually will land quite nicely. Does take the wood and bounce. Only a bit of splash damage. Second nade comes in. Should get a knock though. Does get the knock where needed. Is a bit of pressure. What it takes needs to keep the pressure on. His utils are just coming through. Evil doesn't want to stop. Is he going for the res?
Oh my gosh.
That's
insane. Woo! Oh, nice shots.
Nice movement.
Wait, it's actually just a 1v1. It's just Morans versus Pickle. Lucid got shot in the back.
He's actually trying to get some communication to his players. You see him bounce around the outside. I think that is enough just to pick up exactly where they are. And Forge, because they pushed over to the other side, they should be able to get the reses here.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Forge kind of overpeat that, try to take that fight from behind Collector. But I totally understand if they had stayed there. I think Elusive and Funny Business would have been able to see them. So understandably, they make the smarter play, but ADR now being looked at by Just Play. Oh, Red Allstars as well. And so Just Play actually probably going to be able to get a couple kills off of this.
Zedray though, unfortunately going down, does get the first knock though, receives a bit of damage. Reddit though on the outside, surely Just Play should come on the third party, right? They should come and control this one. And like we saw actually early on this game, they wanted to again try and farm these kills, and we are seeing it now where they get the confirm they do. So Reddit now down to their final player has to try and ensure that we don't see ADR come up and over this sort of east side for him. But I think the danger now is going to be coming from behind.
Poor D-Stem. There's no way he makes it out of this alive, is there?
He's got
ADR, they do have 2 up.
If he gets a knock, maybe, right? But
I mean, Doobie and Sociopath are pushing onto this. Yeah, there's no way.
There we go.
All right. He did his darndest, but unfortunately, he could not make it out alive. And Just Play, I do like the split that they have. They have 7 kills. Honestly, doing fantastic. And I mean, they were 13th starting the day. but those 7 kills really does help them, and especially this circle is pretty good for them as well. So give them a little bit of time, and they might actually jump a lot of places in this game.
So with that, the Honey Badger running over his own player, Nade comes in from Trashtical. I think there's a bit of revenge. There's definitely blood in the water between these two teams, but just play is just coming in just after Trashtical's on the push forwards, and he's actually sticking the res on Honey Badger. Molly, I don't think he's going to get because it won't spread that far. So nerves of steel. And he does stick the res well, and unfortunately though for Trashtical it does go down, and we are seeing now the tides turn slightly as ClownCar are pushing out, and the more the aggressive out way of zone, because they've got the zone behind them now, and actually we do have just play though filling in behind, so they might actually be able to close the door on this.
Yeah, I think ClownCar, they're taking the correct fight. Hugh is going to go down now. It's just 2 for, I think it's both Trashtical and ClownCar. Never mind, it's just a 1. It should be Honey Badger is the last man, spotted out by Psycho and taken down by Psycho.
So interesting, Monkey Business though have come in, but they have disengaged completely. I feel like they were in the driving seat if they wanted to be more aggressive on this sort of southwest side. Monkey Business though as a 2 pushing in, causing the pressure as ClownCar had to sort of push in towards Trashticals. There comes the Grozer. That is going to draw the attention of anyone on this sort of southwest side. Trashticals though, they lose 1 though. Monkey Business though will try and get the final player here. Psycho though going to be subject to a nade though. Does get cooked. He comes over the top, but no need though as the gunshots though do rain in early.
Yeah, and I think this is the call for Just Play to oversight this, getting 1 down. Now it's just Grant Lannis, who is the last up from Monkey Business. Tater actually coming from the compound, seeing what he can take here, but it should be Monkey Business down and out. Never mind, Tater gets taken down. 5 kills now for Grant Lannis, and that's actually really going to help Monkey Business and maybe keep him up for 1 more circle or at least 1 more team.
So we're in top 8. Can he get away with this one? Don't think so. Like there's a dip in front of him, but I just feel like Just Play's gonna pick him up first. Actually, excuse that. Funny Business done it. So north side is a bit mental. It's coming away from the chopsticks. It is going down towards that forest area though, as we have multiple teams having to try and play. Forge though remaining as a solo player. These are horrible sewer works, I think is the best way to describe it. You've got a decision to go up and over the trench or through the sewer works, and either or is never great, especially when you've got teams that are in zone. Funny Business, though, should hold out all these teams if they can get the shots on. These teams haven't got the cars to get out of the trenches. It's going to be a bit of a bloodbath. It's going to be down to how much util have you got, how much smoke do you want to put over, how much attention do you want to draw from that smoke, importantly, because it is a huge run towards that side there in that top left-hand side of your screen.
I was going to say, I feel like what it takes should have a vehicle or 2, and they do have a bicycle, probably just a 2-seater. Wait. Oh, yeah, just a 2-seater. It's not the people I was looking at. I was like, I hear the bike, and I don't see the bike. What happened to the bike? But they do send 2 away, and I like this. They could actually ferry people around. So I think that they're actually probably the best off on this north side elusive. There's a possibility that they have cars, but I have a feeling those tires are probably taken out by now. So Triple, I have a feeling he's going to go down to what it takes here as they are just waiting.
Oh my God, he actually flips over to him as well. Doesn't quite get those shots down. Look at that. It puts him down on ones. Just enough time to be able to get med as that blue zone comes in. Surely, though, the boys, the smoke's already out. They're actually giving up as they do want to try and hold out. They're focusing now on the compound as they do go for a full send in. They want to take the sort of northwest corner. Funny Business, though, are already here. There's only 2 up, but they are in zone. This is kind of a trench warfare style fight, but what it takes already straight behind. Nades are going out, does pick up 1, knock comes in as I confirm. Funny Business, though, I believe missed the final player, though. Elusive have made themselves elusive and find themselves in zone.
Yeah, but now what it takes, the last 2 are now able to push up, and they could honestly kind of clean up from this. And if they have a 4, if they still have 4 up, this could actually turn out to be in their favor. And I'm really surprised that they were able to escape that dire situation alive.
I always love a little punch of the window, a little cheeky. Oh, I've jumped out, come and take me. Like, I feel like we've moved on from that on PUBG, but sometimes it does work still. Sometimes it does work, but not to the caliber all the time in this lobby. What it takes though, the push, that 2-2 split though, I think I'm with you. It does really favour this time the zone. They just need to ensure they don't deal with ADR or have ADR
Ooh.
crashing in, but they have picked up one. Better the final player
Oh my
for their team
gosh.
down on one shot as well and goes for a 180. Has to stick the res on. But again, you should kind of expect a sort of 2-on-1 fight here and it's a 2-on-1 fight the other way here. But yeah, I'm keen to see. Zone shifts though does come back down towards the outside zone and just play. I think they're trying to take their time now. Sneak attack just popping up moment. Doesn't quite get the knock though, but we do see just play. They eventually get that final kill here from ADR and we go top 4. And unfortunately though, what it takes down for a 2 instantly after that one. Just play hold the strength though as a 4. The only team that has the 4. Everyone else has been in the battle, but let alone they haven't been in the battles. They've got 4 up, but they've got 9 kills on the board already.
Yeah, just play. They should be able to wipe the rest of this lobby as everyone has to push to them. What it takes. The split, unfortunately, did not work out in their favor, and now it's a 4v1v1. Warrens might actually pick up Sociopath, which would be great for him, but what it takes, they were in a really bad spot, but honestly, they came away looking a lot better than I expected.
Now, does your money go with the numbers? We've just played with a crazy 10 kills, I believe, now, and 3 players. Or does our solo teams, Funny Business and Elusive, actually kind of team up? Because they will they put Just Play maybe in a bit of a sandwich in the middle of them, as these guys will be I suppose the focus right by is going to be on that compound, and Funny Business will be on the receiving end of that now. But we might see if he does stay alive. Will we see Funny Business though? Maybe just hunker down for the zone 6 kills. It's not quite in here. Maybe the bathroom's in. But definitely not this next zone, right?
Yeah, there's no way he's in. But unfortunately, I have a feeling they're not going to team up. I think they're both going to be like, all right, hopefully I can outlast the other guy and get a little couple of extra points for my team. But I would love for them. I would have loved to have seen Fizzle actually go down south and take his spot there. And then Button could actually approach from the north and actually kind of pinch the 3-man. But it's not going to happen. They're playing for placement points. I totally understand. It's just not what I prefer, you know?
Ruby obviously is wrapping round. Just Play though do sit on the outside, not taking the aggressive stance in. Even if they were expecting maybe a 3-on-2, they store up to take the outside of blue. So different type of ending. We saw obviously gain on 1. ClownCar got really aggressive really quickly and it didn't favour them actually. He went down to 1-on-1. Now they did clutch it up, right? They're able to get the chicken dinner in the end, and a lot of that was down to, I'm going to say, very much a quick thinking. But could they have taken more off here? There is a ridge in front. They got 11 kills. I think they just want to try and figure out. I think they want to let that compound in the north go before maybe we see just play towards taking a chicken dinner.
Yeah, I'll be really surprised if Bun is able to stay alive because there is a sliver of his compound that's in, so he would have to be hiding just behind the wall in order to survive. But surely that would be, nated with frags and mollies, no?
Yeah. I'm looking at the map and I'm like, the guys I want to try and play in. This is very, very hard. And I'm looking at that little map on that bottom side though. When are we going to see that 1-on-1 kickoff? Because that will really change the swing back here. Just Play going for a kind of a 2-1 split now with that zone shift again for that north side. I think it doesn't come favouring Just Play. I think it actually causes an issue now with a team with the numbers, because as a solo player you can hide away a little bit. You can become that sort of snake in the grass, and Just Play with the numbers. They're going to try and be on their feet a little bit more. They're going to try and find the angles and catch the players rotating out. And Funny Business is always going to maybe struggle a little bit now to come out from this type of zone, because of this wall will eventually be out, and he's in there though. Is he? He's in.
He's
so
in.
he's got 1 med. It's 1 smoke and 1 hope to Elusive maybe takes the fight first and he gets a 2nd place. But yeah, as I said before, I'm very keen to see if this sort of southwest fight does kick off. But Elusive also having to find himself in towards zone here.
Yeah, what I would actually love to see is if you're Just Play, you have to know that there's someone in the compound, right? Like, there's no way you don't know. There was fighting. I would actually prefer to see them have 1 or 2 players smoke off compound's view of them and able to focus on the other areas of the map, and allow 1 player just to look at compound just to make sure he doesn't push out while they're smoked. I think that that would really enable a 2v1 on the unknown factor, which is Fizzle. But rather, everyone's going to be able to make it into zone. Now spotted out Bunt. I'm actually surprised he didn't get the knock here. Trying to make his move. And Lon, nice shots by Bunt. No way.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, Fizzle. Fizzle.
Oh, clutch up at the very, very end there. And that there could have been very, very, very horrible. Just Play do catch it up, though. It is a 22-point game for them. And generally, I feel like they should have closed it down by a bit quicker, right? But
yeah.
Funny business nearly getting those knocks, but do you know what? They managed to tie it up. They did receive one knock, but it did close up very, very quickly at the end, though. Really good game, though, for our round number 2. I really did want to see that sort of one-on-one fight down the Southwest. Anyway, let's have a quick break. We're going to load our final wrangle up. I'll leave you now with the action replays before we run to our adverts, and I'll see you guys in lobby number 3 this evening.